Welcome to Reddit Affairs, the place where secrets are revealed and hearts are broken. Sit back, relax, and let this story take you on an emotional ride. And remember, if you love deep, dramatic stories, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel. I never imagined that the woman I promised forever to would be capable of betraying me. Maybe that's what everyone says before it happens. Not her, not us, not me. But looking back, the signs were there long before the truth finally broke me. My wife, Emily, and I had been married for almost 8 years. We met in college, the typical cliche. She was the artsy, spontaneous type, and I was a guy who overthought everything. She said I made her feel grounded. I said she made me feel alive. For a while, that balance worked perfectly. We built a small but comfortable life together. We had our routines: morning coffee, Sunday grocery runs, Friday night movies. It wasn't perfect, but it was ours. But then something changed. At first, it was subtle. She started coming home later from work, saying she was catching up on projects. I believed her. She was ambitious, and I wanted to support that. But then the small inconsistencies began piling up. She started keeping her phone face down on the table. Her laughter changed, not louder, just different. I'd hear it sometimes when she was texting, a kind of soft giggle I hadn't heard in months. And when I'd ask who she was talking to, she'd shrug it off with, "Oh, just Sarah from work," or "It's nothing, babe." Except it wasn't nothing. It was everything. I tried not to jump to conclusions. I told myself we were just going through a rough patch. Everyone does, right? But the distance grew. She stopped initiating conversations. Our sex life became mechanical, almost obligatory. She stopped reaching for my hand when we walked somewhere. Those little touches, the things that used to feel automatic, vanished. Then one night, she came home late. I was sitting in the living room pretending to watch TV, but really just waiting for her. When she walked in, I saw something in her, that post-adrenaline flush, the glow in her eyes. She smelled like someone else's cologne. "Hey," she said, forcing a smile. "Sorry we stayed late. Big project." I looked at her, really looked. You could have called. Her eyes flickered just for a second, and then she recovered. "My phone died. You know how it is." I nodded, but something inside me cracked. That night, when she fell asleep, I stared at her phone charging on the nightstand. My hand hovered over it for minutes, maybe hours. I didn't touch it, not yet. I still wanted to believe her. I still wanted to be wrong. The next few weeks were torture. The signs became harder to ignore. New lingerie that I never saw her wear for me. Random moments when she'd zone out and smile faintly, like remembering a private joke. She started going to the gym more often, even though she used to hate it. Then came the moment that broke everything. I was cleaning up the kitchen one evening when her phone buzzed on the counter. She was in the shower. I told myself not to look. I really tried not to. But then it buzzed again, and I saw the preview of a message pop up on the lock screen. "Can't stop thinking about last night. You're driving me insane." The name? S, just a letter. My hands went cold. My heart started pounding, so loud I could barely hear the water running. I picked up the phone. It was locked, of course. I just stared at that screen, that one message, for what felt like an eternity. When she came out of the bathroom, wrapped in a towel, I was still standing there, holding her phone. Her face went pale instantly. "Who's S?" I asked, my voice trembling. She froze. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. That silence was my answer. She didn't have to say anything. Her silence was louder than any confession. For a few seconds, we just stared at each other. Me gripping her phone like a weapon, her clutching the towel to her chest like it could shield her from what was about to happen. The air between us was heavy. I could hear the faint dripping of water from her hair hitting the floor, each drop echoing like a clock ticking down to the death of our marriage. "Who is he?" I finally asked, my voice breaking halfway through. "Don't lie, Emily. Please don't." Her lips trembled. "It's someone from work," she whispered. "It's not. Don't you dare say it's not what it looks like." I snapped, "Because I think it's exactly what it looks like." Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't mean for it to happen. I swear. It just what? I interrupted, feeling something inside me rupture. You just fell on him? You just accidentally destroyed everything we built. She started crying, real tears this time, gasping, shaking, but I couldn't even look at her. I wasn't angry anymore. Not really. I was numb, like someone had unplugged me from my own life. How long? I asked quietly. She hesitated. A few months. That hit harder than I expected. Months. While I was cooking dinner for her, waiting up late, trying to fix things, she was with him. I sank onto the couch. My hands were shaking so hard, I almost dropped her phone. Why, Emily? What did I do? Was it me? Did I stop being enough? She sat down across from me, still clutching the towel like she was afraid I'd disappear if she let go. It wasn't you, she said through tears. You've always been good to me. Too good, maybe, but I felt invisible. You were always working, always tired. We stopped talking. I don't know. I just needed to feel wanted again. That was the worst part. Because she was right, I had been distant. I thought working extra hours, paying bills, planning for the future was love. I thought she understood that everything I did was for us. But somewhere along the way, she stopped seeing it that way. And instead of telling me, she found someone else to make her feel seen. What's his name? I asked. Sam, she whispered. He's in marketing. Of course he was. Charming, funny, probably spontaneous. Everything she used to love about me before I became boring old stability. I laughed. Not because it was funny, but because I couldn't cry anymore. So what now? You gonna keep seeing him? She looked horrified. No. God, no. It's over. I ended it. I swear I did. When? I asked, my eyes narrowing. She looked down. Yesterday. Yesterday. The same project night. She came home glowing. The same night, I smelled another man's cologne on her. I stood up, shaking my head. You're a terrible liar, Emily. She reached for me, but I pulled away. Her fingers brushed against my arm, and I recoiled like she was fire. Don't touch me. I'm sorry, she cried. I made a mistake, I know, but please, don't throw everything away. I love you. No, I said flatly. You love the idea of me. The man who pays the bills, who makes you feel safe. But you don't love me. Not really. You loved how I made your life easier. Until someone more exciting came along. That's not fair, she shouted suddenly, her voice breaking into anger. You think I wanted this? I hated myself every day for what I was doing. I tried to stop. Then why didn't you? I said quietly. She had no answer, just more tears. That night, I slept on the couch. I could hear her crying from the bedroom, soft and muffled, like she was trying not to wake me. I stared at the ceiling for hours, trying to decide what hurt more, the betrayal or the fact that I still loved her. At around 3 a.m., I got up and went to our room. She was asleep, curled up on my side of the bed, clutching my pillow. I stood there in the doorway, watching her, remembering all the time she'd smiled at me like I was her whole world. I realized that version of us was gone, and no matter what happened next, it would never come back. The next morning, I packed a small bag and left before she woke up. No yelling, no dramatic goodbye, just silence. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I couldn't stay. When she called later, I didn't answer. When she texted, I didn't reply. I needed space. From her, from the pain, from the ghost of the life I thought we had. That night, she sent one final message. Please don't give up on me. I'll do anything. Just come home. I stared at it for a long time. Then I turned off my phone, because home didn't exist anymore. 3 weeks. That's how long it's been since I left our house. Her house now, I suppose. Funny how fast a home can turn into a memory. The scent of morning coffee, her soft laughter echoing in the kitchen, all gone. Just like that. I've been staying at a friend's place, sleeping on a couch that's too short, pretending I'm fine. People ask how I'm doing, and I say, I'm okay, but I'm not. I don't think I've been okay since the moment I saw that message light up her screen. I thought time would dull the pain. It didn't. It just changed it. The first few days, it was rage, raw, volcanic, impossible to control. I want to call her, scream, demand an explanation for every detail she'd hidden. But I stopped myself because I realized that no answer could undo what she'd done. Then came the sadness, not the loud, tearful kind, but the quiet, suffocating kind that settles into your bones. The kind that makes you stare at the ceiling at 2 a.m., wondering how someone who once loved you could look you in the eye and lie. I kept replaying everything. The moments that now look suspicious. The nights she was working late. The way she'd turn her phone slightly away when I sat next to her. It was all so obvious, I just refused to see it. Because love makes you blind, but marriage makes you willingly blind. You don't want to believe that the person who promised you forever could turn into a stranger. About a week after I left, she showed up at my friend's apartment. I was expecting her. When I opened the door, she looked smaller somehow. Pale, tired, eyes swollen from crying. "Can we talk?" she asked softly. I wanted to slam the door, but I didn't. I let her in. She sat on the couch, the same one I'd been sleeping on, and looked around like she couldn't believe this was where I'd been. "You're really not coming home?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I couldn't. "I ended things with him," she continued. "For real this time. I told him never to contact me again. I've been going to therapy. I know you don't owe me anything, but I want to fix this." Her voice cracked on that last word. Fix. Like this was a broken chair, not a shattered heart. I laughed bitterly. "You can't fix this, Emily. You can glue the pieces together, but it'll never be the same. Every time I look at you, I'll see him. Every time you touch me, I'll wonder if you're thinking about him." Tears filled her eyes again. "I know. I hate myself for what I did. But please, don't give up on us. We were good once, weren't we?" "We were," I admitted quietly. "But that version of us died the moment you decided someone else was worth the risk." We sat in silence. She reached out, placed her hand on mine, the same way she used to when things were okay. For a brief moment, I almost let myself believe in that warmth again. But it wasn't the same. It never would be. "I still love you," she said through her tears. I pulled my hand away. I don't know if I can say the same anymore. That was the last time I saw her. She moved out of our house a few weeks later. Sold it, apparently. I didn't ask where she went. I didn't need to know. It's been 6 months now. People say healing isn't linear, and they're right. Some days, I wake up and feel fine. I make coffee, go for a run, pretend I'm starting over. Other days, I find myself scrolling through old photos, wondering if there was a specific moment I could have stopped all this from happening. If I had just been more attentive, more romantic, more present. But then I remember, I didn't cheat. I didn't lie. She did. And no amount of self-blame changes that. Friends tell me I should start dating again. I've tried. A few dinners, some awkward conversations. But every time someone smiles at me a certain way, I feel that twist of fear in my gut, the whisper that says, "Don't trust her. Don't trust anyone." I hate that she took that from me. Not just a marriage, but the ability to love without suspicion. I don't think I'll ever get full closure. She sent me one last message a month ago. "I'll always love you." I just wish I'd realized it before I ruined everything. I didn't reply. There was nothing left to say, because love isn't always enough. Sometimes love dies quietly, not with shouting, not with betrayal, but with the silence that follows it. And I've learned that sometimes the cruelest part of betrayal isn't losing the person. It's losing the version of yourself that believed they'd never hurt you.